You are welcome to yet another episode of HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show, where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. In the heart of Brooklyn, where justice is meant to be very important, a dark shadow fell over one of music's brightest stars. Robert Sylvester Kelly, commonly known as R. Kelly, the R&B King, a man whose voice lifted millions, now unfairly silenced behind bars. Convicted in 2021 of racketeering and Mann Act violation and sentenced to 30 years, his legacy was torn apart. But was this justice? Or was it a meticulously orchestrated conspiracy known by a judge who turned a blind eye to prosecutorial misconduct, perhaps even to plans far more sinister that were meant to eliminate R. Kelly completely? This is the untold story of how the system betrayed R. Kelly. At the center of this storm stood United States District Judge Ann Donnelly, a figure entrusted to uphold fairness in the Eastern District of New York. Yet, throughout R. Kelly's trial, her actions or lack thereof painted a troubling picture. Supporters of the Grammy-winning artist believe she wasn't just complicit in the prosecutorial overreach, they suspect she knew of a darker agenda, one that aimed not only to convict R. Kelly but to destroy him entirely. R. Kelly is more than a musician. He's a cultural icon, a voice for the voiceless and a survivor of his own troubled past. We see his trial not as a reckoning for crimes but as a vendetta. A modern-day lynching of a black man who rose too high. And at the heart of their outrage is Judge Donnelly's courtroom, where justice was replaced by prejudice. Angel Krull and Elizabeth Geddes are the two prosecutors whose names would become synonymous with controversy. These women, tasked with presenting the government's case, are accused of crossing ethical lines to secure a conviction. But the question currently lingering is whether Judge Donnelly knew their plans. Did she sanction their tactics, ignoring defense pleas to expose the truth? Oh yes, she did. The evidence suggests she did far more than turn a blind eye. From the moment R. Kelly's trial began in August 2021, the deck seemed stacked against him. The prosecution painted him as a predator and a mastermind of a criminal enterprise. But behind the headlines, a different story was unfolding. One of government overreach, illegal surveillance, and a judge who refused to intervene. When attorney Jennifer Bonjean took over R. Kelly's defense, she brought with her a fierce determination to expose the truth. Almost immediately, she uncovered evidence of gross prosecutorial misconduct. Bonjean filed a motion that sent shockwaves through the case, revealing that prosecutor Angel Krull had illegally accessed R. Kelly's private prison communications with his lawyers. This wasn't just a breach of protocol. It was a violation of his constitutional rights, a direct attack on his ability to mount a defense for himself. Bonjean's motion demanded transparency. She called for an FBI report which confirmed Krull's unauthorized access to be made public. This report could have unraveled the prosecution's case, exposing their tactics to the world. But Judge Donnelly's response was chilling. She adamantly refused, dismissing Bonjean's concerns with a wave of her hand. But why would she do this? Was she protecting the prosecution? Or was she shielding something far more sinister, like the plan to take his life while serving his sentence in prison? Time and again, Bonjean raised alarms about the government's illegalities. Each time Judge Donnelly shut her down, her ruling swift and unyielding. To R. Kelly's supporters, this was no mere oversight. It was proof that Donnelly was complicit, ensuring the prosecution's path to conviction remained unobstructed. But the allegations against Judge Donnelly go beyond courtroom bias. Recent whispers among R. Kelly's inner circle suggest a plot so sinister it defies belief. A plan to eliminate the R&B King from within the prison walls. Did Donnelly know of this alleged scheme? Her refusal to address the prosecution's misconduct fuels speculation that she was aware of every move, every intention, including the unthinkable. We see a man targeted not for his actions but for his success, his defiance, and his refusal to bow to a system that sought to control him. We point to the prosecution's tactics led by Krull and Geddes as evidence of a coordinated effort to silence him forever. And we cannot help but believe Judge Donnelly, with her unwavering support for the government, was the linchpin in this conspiracy to kill R. Kelly. The prosecution's case relied on sensational testimony, much of it uncorroborated and simply designed to inflame the jury. They accused R. Kelly of heinous acts, leveraging the Me Too movement to cast him as a monster. Yet when Bonjean challenged the evidence pointing to inconsistencies and the prosecution's unethical methods, Judge Donnelly remained unmoved. Her rulings consistently favored Krull and Geddes, gifting the prosecution with what many call a guaranteed conviction. To understand the tragedy of R. Kelly's takedown, we must look back at his rise to stardom. Born into poverty and abused as a child, he transformed his pain into music that touched the world. Songs like Step in the Name of Love and Ignition became anthems of joy, love and resilience. But his success quickly made him a target, a black man whose fame and fortune threatened those in power, and more specifically extremists who believe in white supremacy. The efforts to take him down therefore started as early as in the late 90s, when allegations against him first surfaced in the media. In Judge Donnelly's courtroom, the truth was buried beneath an avalanche of bias. By dismissing Bonjean's motions, she shielded prosecutors Krull and Geddes, whose disgraced tactics tainted the trial. The FBI report, which is still hidden from the public, remains a symbol of the secrets Donnelly protected. And the question persists: did she know of plans to harm R. Kelly behind bars? Her silence and careless ruling speaks louder than anything. For R. Kelly's supporters, the fight is far from over. They see a man wronged by a system that thrives on control. A man whose voice still resonates despite the chains. They demand answers. Why did Judge Donnelly ignore the defense motions? Why did she protect the prosecution's misconduct? And what did she know of the alleged plot to silence R. Kelly forever? R. Kelly is more than a man in a cell. He is a symbol of resistance and a reminder that even the mighty can be targeted. His supporters vow to keep his music alive, to fight for his freedom, to expose the truth about Judge Ann Donnelly and the prosecutors who betrayed justice. The Rand B. King will rise again, his voice soaring above the lies and his legacy unshackled. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say? To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.